ladles, jelly spoons, and other non-binary kitchen utensils. This is the Gravy Wheels podcast, your weekly dose of we're trying to keep it weekly dose of the gravy. I'm your host, Franklin.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Hova. And we now have holographic stickers for $49.99. Just
They're made
mail
out
us
of
the cash.
They're made out of actual metal.
Yep. Cubic zirconium.
You just put $50 into an envelope and put it in the mail, and you don't have to write anything on the envelope, but they'll just figure it out. They know who it's for.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the Postal Service is totally cool with mailing cash, so you don't have to worry about that.
Mm-hmm.
Just put an
We've got a
extra
deal
stamp
with the
on
post
there.
office.
Yep. And then we'll get back to you. We'll email you once we receive the cash. We'll figure out your mailing address and go from there.
Don't tell
You'll
us.
receive your sticker within 6 to 9 months.
Or 69 months.
Or 69, yeah.
Hey.
Got him.
Hey,
It's the funny sex number. What's up?
Andrew, how's the last week of your life been going? How have you been doing, bub?
I've been okay. I've been anxiously awaiting the delivery of my new phone. The Google Pixel.
Did you not get it yet?
No, it's supposed to be here tomorrow. But I'll have a full-fledged review for y'all next week, I guess, if you want such a thing.
We require it.
What about you, Frank? How's your week been?
It's been pretty shitty all in all, but it's been kind of fun though. I'm still sick with a sinus infection thing. They're telling me that it might take another third cycle of the antibiotics, but I take about like 7 or 8 supplements on my own, and they've got me on like 5 or 6 different medications that they suggested, so I'm all everywhere.
That's hot.
Good deal.
But I've been having fun. I've been starting to reading books again and putting things together. I put a bunch of IKEA furniture together on a Saturday night. That was fun. Took me like 6.5 hours to put something together. That was okay. I don't want to talk about it. I do. Makes me mad, but...
But they don't... Every single time I've bought IKEA furniture, they give you all the shit you need to build it. And you were telling us that that's no longer the case.
I sent you a picture of it.
Yeah. Well, what's the point of IKEA then?
It all looks really nice, and it's like a lot less
Cheap
than
as
like
fuck.
Nebraska furniture market.
How much was
shit.
your dresser?
That was less than $200.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure then.
I mean, and then I have an end table, and then I've got like another small dresser that's coming, and then I've got from another company, I'm getting like a record table too, and like some other
Dude,
stuff for my
I
bedroom.
just bought a fucking mattress and a bed, and it was like $7,000.
Well,
Where did you buy them from? Depleted Uranium Depository?
I'm pretty sure that's how much. I can't. It was a while ago now, but it was fucking in the Berg.
Arwoods.
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 They've got really nice shit. But you know, I mean, we don't have an IKEA, so I mean, I guess I could have drove up to the city, but I don't know. It's
not.
fucking nice. We love it. It's beautiful. The
No.
mattress is really fucking. It's like one of those Black Sleep Beauty or some shit. I don't even know.
Do you know that I almost worked at Arwoods at one point?
No.
Yeah, I almost
They
like
probably
went.
make bank on that commish.
Yeah.
And I know a guy that drives for him too, and he makes ridiculous amounts of money. No, I almost like
Those guys are the shit, dude. They came out to install the fucking bed. Like we went and they were already having like a fucking big sale. I don't remember. It was like Memorial Day weekend or some shit. And then they also had this like wheel set up so you could spin it for a prize. So we already got like 20% off our whole fucking purchase. And then we spun the wheel and we got free delivery, which was cool. It wasn't much. I think it was only going to be like $70 or something like that anyways, because we're pretty far from our woods.
You're pretty close, yeah.
Yeah, and so they delivered the mattress and the bed and assembled it for us. And they were like in and out in like 30 minutes, and they did a fucking great job. I was like, dude, these guys, that was worth every penny if I were to have actually paid it, but I won the free delivery. So
we're not going to go into this because it'll dock somebody, but I bet you I probably may know the driver.
yeah.
Okay.
But we're not going to do that. We're going to move forward.
It's great. I'm glad we stopped everything so we could
Frank
go over that.
knows the driver, like... Confirm or deny.
I'd be so much happier if I worked there. Just let me tell you that.
Here with me? Move in, bro. Buy a camper. There's plenty of space. I've got shit you could do here every day. I'll pay you $10 an hour.
Just pay for my fucking alcohol and drug use, okay? Don't even pay me hourly.
That sounds more expensive.
Yeah, a lot more expensive.
I also built something today.
What'd you build? Oh, ooh.
Was that today? Yeah, I sent
Are
pictures.
you sitting in it?
No, this is a different one, but yeah, essentially. So, I used to be sponsored by this company, so this one was free. And what I learned while I was sponsored with them is that basically these are the exact same as DX Racer. They're just a little bit easier on the wallet, and when I say a little bit, they're still expensive. Like these right here are the I can't remember the Titan series or some shit. Basically, when you first drop into the site, you kind of choose based on your height and your weight. Because if you buy like a little fucking dinky Office Max chair and you're as big as me, it's not gonna last, right? So, these are $3.99, which is still pretty expensive, but the equivalent at DX Racer is anywhere from like $500 to $650. But I got to noticing that like the shit chair that I went and got like one of the more expensive chairs at like Staples or whatever, because we don't have a fucking Office Max or anything. It was like $60 or some shit, and I started noticing that like it leans to one side, so I was like having this back pain and shit that just wouldn't go away.
My
I'm like,
sciatic
fuck this.
nerve was really kicking up.
I'm just gonna break down and buy a fucking $400 chair. So took me about an hour to put that bitch together. Those things are a little bit of a pain in the ass. They weigh like fucking 400 pounds when they come in the mail, so it's always a good time. But glad I did it. And then I went ahead and got one for Katie too for her office because she works from home, and she's like, no, I'm fine, because she's actually got my old DX Racer, but that DX Racer, dude, is like probably real close to a decade old. I mean, like, this shit's just peeling off of it and everything. It's fucking tore up. So I was like, no, if you want one, I'm just gonna buy you one. So I got her a pink one.
There's just so much semen on it. It looks like it's
together.
got like a coral
Dude.
reef on it.
It
So
crackles
much cum.
every time you sit down on it.
Yeah. It's fucking bad, dude. It looks like Frosted Flakes, except for minus the cereal, and the frost is cum. Flakes are a chair. Might have been a bad analogy. Anyways,
is
Frank
not a-
opened
yeah.
some dumb shit.
We were supposed to be doing live reads for products of people that sponsor us currently, but there aren't any. So I'm opening up a blind boxes of
I feel like
Yeah.
this is like punishment. This is like the
Mandalorian.
bus driver in South Park. Like, if we don't have another ad read next week, the bunny gets the fucking...
Hey, oh wait, this was I've not opened this one yet. That's nice.
It's good. Carl Weathers.
Is that the Mandalorian? What is that?
That is. Isn't that Carl Weathers' character in the fucking show?
They're Mandos.
Moff Dingus or whatever the fuck his name is.
Moff Dingus.
The head bounty hunter guy.
I still haven't watched it, so I'm a piece of shit. There's too much to watch, man. There's so
There
much
is.
shit that we're trying to get. We actually just, before I came out here, watched the first episode of that similar to Squid Game. Yep, I
And
lost
this is
it.
how he disappoints us.
Takeshi's Castle.
No. I wish. That sounds awesome. Fucking something about... God! Why does my brain suck so bad?
So on this episode, this is a very good. While he tries to remember that, I've been pooping so strong, I might have to leave this podcast to poop, and it really, I feel so much better.
Ghost Wipe. The show is called Alice in Borderland.
Okay.
Okay,
And first episode
is that
was
on?
pretty cool.
Is that on Wish.com streaming platform?
It's on Netflix, you fucking condescending asshole.
Witch flicks. Yeah.
You shouldn't
What's
have-
happy Halloween, you guys. It's
Oh.
Halloween now.
This
Oh,
Halloween
yeah.
is killing it, huh?
Happy Hallows Eve.
This Halloween is killing it. That's a very terrible segue, but I will accept it. because we have signed a silent pact together where none of us ever watch all the same things. I this week watched Halloween Kills, and I also watched Dune, which I saw in a theater.
I want to see Dune, but I don't want to go to a theater.
You don't have to. You can watch it on HBO.
Oh,
Neither of you are Frank Herbert fans, so this hurts me.
I actively dislike Dune. I'll be straight up with you.
really?
He does.
Yes,
I've seen
really.
nothing but praise on my timeline.
No. I mean, I'm talking about
The entire
I'm talking about the
universe.
IP. I'm not talking about the movie.
Okay.
Just because like everybody I've ever known who is a Dune fan wants to talk about Dune in the fucking use all of the terminology that is specific to that universe, and it is impenetrable.
So it's like talking to a Trekkie, but
The spice is life.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's shit about Spice, Kwisatz Haderach, Gom Jabbar, etc., etc.
no.
Kareem Abdul Gom Jabbar.
Oh, you fuck.
So I went into this expecting to sort of dislike it. But to be honest, like I really enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was really fucking good.
Did you see they announced today? Sorry to break the wall, viewers. But they announced today that they're officially like working on more. There's another movie coming 2 years from now.
The funny thing about that is that this Dune movie begins with the title card that says Dune Part 1. And they hadn't announced a Part 2 yet. Like, that's a pretty fucking ballsy move.
Yeah,
I respect that.
That's crazy. Good for them. They're like, we know we're gonna kill it, so
No, I mean, and it's like I imagine there will probably be some people who watch it and think that it's kind of boring or a little too slow or whatever. But for me, it like really nailed the sort of space epic opera thing that I haven't really seen since like the original Star Wars movies. So getting that feeling and seeing it in a theater felt like it was just really scratching like a deep itch I had. I really enjoyed it a lot.
I'm just gonna put this out there. I am a very big Dune fan. In my freshman year of college, I basically sat in the library and got stoned every single day and read all of the beat character like Jack Kerouac and Ginsberg and Hunter S. Thompson and William S. Burroughs. And then the history of ironworking and steel and the Midwest, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of Frank Herbert stuff. And I read about like 4 or 5 of the books. And I really liked them. I also read all the Real Wizard of Oz books, which are fucking dark as shit. Please read them. They will change your mind about capitalism and shit. But I read all.
I don't think they will. I already have some pretty strong opinions.
No. Well, they might reinforce your opinions then.
Yeah, there you go.
And I read a lot of the Dune books, like sitting up there on 3rd floor circulations, and they're fucking something, man.
They were all written by L. Ron Hubbard, right?
I want to burn you in the face with your own flex lighter. Bic, that's a Bic.
Well, I can't get
another
to it. There we
announcement.
go.
Another announcement that happened was a Breaking Bad spinoff featuring. I think it's Jesse, like a prequel to El Camino. Maybe is that right?
I believe that that's what that is.
Interesting. I don't know. I wasn't the biggest fan of El Camino, so we'll see. But I have more faith in a show. I feel like El Camino, they were trying to like push too much into an hour and a half or whatever it was, and it was just kind of.
Yeah. It was okay. It wasn't great.
Yeah, I didn't hate it by any means. There's a lot of people that just shit all over it, but it definitely wasn't as good as Breaking Bad.
I was a pretty diehard Breaking Bad fan from the jump, like even back when it
It's because you look
started
exactly
properly.
like the director.
He actually also
Vince Gilligan. You think I look like Vince Gilligan?
some
I don't know,
things
for some reason, when you were talking right there, I'm like, yep.
you don't realize this,
Yeah, a
but
little bit. I can kind of see it.
Andrew's actually flown to the house 4 times and thrown pizzas on top of
He's
the
on
roof.
the roof. Good for him. He should.
That's right. Every time I fly over New Mexico, I have to drop a
Vegan.
pizza out the plane and pray.
Vegan cauliflower pizza.
Ugh.
Best crust.
Hey, cauliflower pizza is actually pretty good.
It's okay. I'm sick. I've had a lot of them. I'm sick of them.
Fair enough.
But the transition into this whole bit was talking about Halloween Kills, which I watched on my
Sucked
phone
penis.
in bed as opposed to in a theater.
That's progressive.
Yeah, I know, right? And yeah, it was not very good. It kind of bummed me out.
I mean, did you
It,
expect anything different though?
I mean, the 2018 Halloween movie was great. It was really, really good. So I was hoping that it would be at a similar sort of bar of quality, but I don't know, man. It just felt
Forced or
it felt kind of pointless. Like part of the issue is that when they released the first movie, they were like, okay, this is going to be the first of 3 movies. We're going to do Halloween Kills, or Halloween Kills, and then Halloween Ends. Those are going to be the 3 movies that we're going to make. And the problem is when you do that, the second movie in your trilogy always ends up being kind of shitty because you know it's like, well, I know certain characters are not going to die because they're too important.
yeah.
And if you're watching a horror movie, that's a really bad thing. That deflates a lot of the tension.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just felt really unnecessary. I don't know. I was bummed out. It had some great kills in it, but like as a whole, it just doesn't really work very well.
So it kind of felt like it was like a bump up, a toss up to create more of them of this same continuing this timeline.
It feels like killing time, you know. Like apparently the last movie I heard is going to have like a jump in time, so it's going to cut forward like 4 years or something, which might be interesting, I guess. But and this Halloween Kills picks up right after the 2018 Halloween Ends, so it's like all stuff that takes place on the same night essentially.
Okay.
And it's I don't know. I if you like slasher flicks and you just happen to want to watch one, it's on Peacock. Check it out. You know,
Peacock.
it's fine. I just like it just wasn't what I wanted it to be, especially as somebody who like really likes the franchise.
Was
Yeah.
Adam Sandler's Halloween movie better?
Hubie Halloween.
Hubie Halloween?
Was a
I did not
fucking
watch that.
golden movie, and I watched it last year during the COVID shutdown, and it still holds up to this year. I mean, it's pretty solid.
I can't imagine the way you're saying is correct.
So I have to. I've been on the spooky bits for a bit too.
God, I want to talk about our fucking show so bad, Frank. But Andrew's a piece of shit.
It doesn't.
Can we make
Do you
that
want me to-
mandatory homework for next week?
Sure, whatever.
It's only 7 episodes or something. It's not that bad.
Yeah, no, you'll be good. You'll be good. It's
You can do it in a week.
Do you guys want me to like take my headphones out and walk away so you can
No,
talk about it
because
for like
I
give
want
like
you to
5
be part of
minutes?
the conversation.
No,
Okay.
we'll talk about that in the future. I'm gonna fill
Yeah.
time talking about how Franklin works. Is sometimes Franklin steps away from society for like 5, 6, 7 years and completely misses about like all the zeitgeist and shit that people like enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
I actually had
That's why you've been reading all the Twilight books now.
oh yeah, that's why I wear glitter to work, baby.
Why have they rebooted
That's
that
right.
yet? They're rebooting
Oh.
everything else.
American Horror Story was a big part of my life without being it a big part of my life about like 7 or 8 years ago, whenever it like first started out, because of somebody that I was with. Her sister was like intertwined with all the fucking advertising Hollywood bullshit. So we always had to like watch, like I didn't watch it, I walked away, but I've started to watch all the fucking American Horror Story things, and they're not that bad. There's one season that's really dog shit, but they're fucking not that bad.
I find that also hard to believe. I watched probably not all of, but a good chunk of the first season.
What's the
And-
first season? Yeah, with the house, the haunted house. Yeah, that's a very bad season.
Okay, that's good to know. I'm willing to give it a shot just because I love
think
campy.
that's-
I love watching horror campy bullshit.
Pretty
so
sure
I'm
that's
into
what
it.
Katie and I tried to watch like last year around this time, and we were just like we didn't even get through the first episode. I was like, like whenever you don't even get all the way through something and you're like, I'd rather be watching something else right now. It's like, okay, it's time to turn this off. Having said that, we basically did that with
Midnight Mass. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I kept going. I went back to it because I kept seeing people on my timeline talk about it, and I'm like, what the fuck did they watch that I didn't see? You know what I'm saying? So I gave it another try. So maybe I need to do that with some shit, but I can't anymore. I just can't really find. I can't hold myself entertained with like just a spooky story with like a haunting.
it's tough when a show doesn't make a good first impression too.
Yeah,
It's always like
yeah.
because
With as much as there is out there these days, yeah. I mean, you got to be like that first episode. You got to be like, "Fuck, dude, I need to see
That's
this
true.
episode too."
and every time you watch a pilot, you're essentially trying to figure out if you want to spend another 8 hours of your
Yeah.
life doing what you just did, essentially. So it can always be it's always a tricky proposition. Watching a shitty movie, it's going to be over in 2 hours. It doesn't. That's it. But
Yeah.
You're investing
Watching a TV show
time.
is
You're
different.
investing time. I have one thing that I bring up as I am a very big fan of like anthology series, like True Defective, and this and there's like a few others, but like one season might be like really shitty, but then the next season you have the same actors playing vastly different roles and then a completely different story. And you can actually like respect the actor for being a fucking actor, which we don't do anymore. Do you understand what I'm saying?
yeah, no, I definitely understand what you're saying. So many people just end up kind of playing versions of themselves. And it's really
Typecast.
hard to separate.
Yeah, right. But
yeah.
on that, like, they've really killed it. Does anybody know what's happening November 5th?
That's when I finally get the stick removed from my butt.
Call of Duty Vanguard.
Yeah. So how's that going to be, huh? That's going to be.
So it's two things.
It's
We'll see, man. I don't know. I'm excited, dude. I always get on and try to really put in some time with the new Call of Duties, and I usually enjoy it at least for like the first week or two. It just depends on how long I stay playing, and man, the alphas or betas were two of the maps were like different maps, but basically the same fucking thing. There was just like buildings that you would go into, and then there would be like 4 different windows that people could come through and like 8 different doors, and it was just too fucking much for my old ass to where like old school Call of Duty, if there was a room, there was 2 fucking doors in it, and you didn't have to worry about a window that people could come through. You know what I mean? I don't know. It just felt like the 2 maps were like the exact same dog shit, where there was just too much going on and I couldn't concentrate on anything. There was one that was a little bit more outdoorsy and it felt good. I don't know. We'll see.
I haven't heard you talk about this one as much. I mean, I don't really pay attention to the Call of Duty sort of news cycle because it's an every year thing, and I just I enjoy the games occasionally, but that's about it. But I haven't. This one just seems like much less of a to-do than Cold War was.
Yeah, I mean, as much of a lot of people don't like Cold War either. It just seems like there was even more hype for Cold War than this one for sure. So, but that could also have to do with the fact that again, this is the AAA. This is one of those trifecta AAA years where we're getting Halo, Battlefield, and Call of Duty dropping all at the same time.
Yeah.
Where that's obviously going to take away a little bit. Obviously, those fan bases are there's not very many people that play all 3 like me, but
maybe not like you, but
and I say that, and I don't play much Battlefield, to be honest, but I do dabble in all of them, and Battlefield looks really cool. I'm kind of I'm interested in trying that out. But the thing that's never kept me playing Battlefield is the progression. Battlefield's never had good progression to where like Call of Duty, at least back in the day, you could say, not as much now, but back in the day, like you had to have those camos, you had to have those attachments, you wanted to get those fucking prestige emblems and all that shit, gold camos, all that. And Battlefield's just never had that. I mean, I'm sure they've had aspects, and there's probably some Battlefield fan blood boiling right now listening to me say that, but I mean, and to be fair, Halo's never had that either, but they had like the medal system and the fucking badass announcer, just the triple kill and shit like that keeps you playing. So
in MCC you got a little bit of that though, because you had stuff to work towards.
Yeah, definitely. Once they added the seasons, for sure.
But yeah, do you know if Halo Infinite is going to have anything like that? Or are they going to have a season pass sort of system, or?
Yeah, they've already announced that they're going to have basically the same system MCC happens, and none of the seasonal content is going to go away the same that MCC is,
Okay,
which is
cool.
fucking awesome. the
Yeah.
open world aspect still seems like really fucking cool to me, that you can just kind of I think it's going to be like really sandboxy, and that's something that, like, you think back to the first Halo, people would just load up like Silent Cartographer and like nade bounce fucking warthogs into the sky and try to get out on top of the map and shit. You know, I mean, I feel like a sandbox is going to be a lot of fun for a lot of Halo fans, so I'm really looking forward to that for sure. But I'm probably looking forward to the multiplayer more in Halo than I am Call of Duty for sure.
One of my first, like, when I realized I was a true gamer, we're throwing the time machine back. We're going back like 10 plus years or so ago. Whenever we all had the Xboxes and we played in like the fucking basements. And like he would make me stand somewhere so like he could like throw a grenade at my head and then like jump on top of my head and see what fucking happens. Or he would like make me stand someplace and so he'd sword into it and shit.
Getting out of maps.
Yeah,
Dude.
I remember doing that too. A lot of that in Halo 2 and 3.
Glitching out of maps at some of the funnest times, man.
And we would do it like because you could do that like on the LAN parties though too. So where we could get like way out and like fucking stupid.
But at the time, I mean, like when you're that young, you totally immerse yourself in those worlds. I mean, like I would be like sitting in math class in high school, like thinking about Halo 2 Lockout. You know what I mean? Like I probably thought about that shit more than I thought about the stuff I was probably supposed to be learning in school. So like getting out of a map might sound like not very interesting these days. I don't know, but back in those days, and there wasn't just like a tutorial around every corner for you, but
no, people use the fucking tutorial.
Yeah, like the first time you got out of a map that you were like so used to that you could draw a fucking picture of blindfolded, it just felt so special.
Oh no, she's canceled.
Yeah, she's canceled. Yeah, dude. Sorry, no, she's canceled.
Light her on fire then. Oh wait, Andrew's the one with the lighter.
I have memories of like you're talking about. You would get so immersed in those games. I remember playing. I think it was Halo 2, probably Halo 2 or 3, in a local LAN party at one of my friend's house before I moved out to the fucking boonies. And I remember we had a really intense match of Capture the Flag going, where it was kind of at a stalemate. Basically, each team had the other team's flag and were hiding somewhere because you couldn't cap unless you had your flag at the base. And so it was a really tense, like hide and seek kind of thing that we were doing. And somebody on the other team switched teams to our team because you could just do that in the start menu.
Yeah.
Found out where we were holding the flag, then switched back to their team, and then got
fun.
it that way. I was so fucking pissed because it was like,
dude.
I was like, this, you ruined something that is perfect. Like, this standoff is exactly what is fun about these games, and you fucked it up just because you're like impatient or whatever.
I remember something similar. We were playing Halo 2 Coag, and this was just a few years ago at my other house. We were having a LAN party, and we were playing a match of CTF on Coag, and I remember like Derek and Nate specifically, maybe one other guy got like legitimately pissed off at me because we had a fucking CTF match that lasted like an hour and 45 minutes. And I was holding down defense for our team because no one could fucking defend our base. And so I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm going to do it. And the sniper rifle spawns on top of the base, and then there's a 3-rock formation out in front of that base where sniper ammo respawns. And the only way that normally you get more sniper ammo is after you fire the first 14 or 20 shots or whatever, you drop it for another weapon, and then it'll respawn on like a 2-minute timer or whatever. But I would just conserve my ammo enough and keep going back to that ammo respawn spot and hopping through the portal and then going back to base and shit like that. And just anytime they tried to run our flag, I'd snipe them out of the hog and shit. And I ended up going like 88-3 or some shit. Like just fucking stupid. Like I remember, I took a picture on my phone after the match was over because I was like, "Oh my god, I went absolutely off." And I remember like Derek, and then they're like, "We're not fucking playing Coag again. Like all you do is get that fucking sniper rifle." I'm like, "I'm playing defense. What the fuck you want me to do?" You know? It was
That's the Hova I was born and raised with.
Yeah,
it was so fun, man. I still like vivid gaming memories like that. I still have vivid memories of Andrew and I playing Tom Clancy's Vegas. So
Oh
Vegas 2.
Oh shit, yeah. Las
yeah.
Vegas.
Specifically though, that kill house map. Like I remember there was like doors on the top, and you could like in that game you would. It was kind of like Gears where you would. Your back would be up against it, but then you could like peek out and take a pop shot with a sniper rifle.
And you guys knew the spots.
Or even like the ARs, I think they had like really good scopes on them, and they were accurate enough that. And that game had like a really quick kill time, so you could just fuck people up. And I remember Andrew and we would just hold down that shit, and there was a stairwell in the back, and as long as you like held down that stairwell and only peeked whenever it was smart to, man, that game. I think there was like a casino map too that we would play the dick out of.
Yeah, Vegas was a shitload of fun. I remember both those games spending so much time. I've always been like a Rainbow Six person though, so that's
And I
that's
wasn't,
my
and I
jam.
think the reason because I was always playing Halo, and then you got me to try out Vegas, and I'm glad I did because I remember having a lot of fun with that shit.
You learned a lot more about like
'Cause
strategery.
you were really into Grawl too, I think, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I never got into that. That was a little late, but about that time is when Vegas came out, and we started playing that shit.
Yeah, I'm typically more into those fast TDK kind of games. Like,
Yeah.
oh, like I like Rainbow Six Siege. You know, the old Rainbow Sixes too. Anything that has I won't say realistic, but you know, when people turn into bullet sponges, I start to not have very much fun.
That's how. See, and I think you like whenever me and John and Nate and AJ and there might have been a couple other people. They were just online friends you guys might not know, but we played the dick out of Black Ops 4. Never would have expected to do that. Most people don't like that game because it was like a hero-based Call of Duty. Like every hero had different fucking moves and shit. And it was a little different, but we got so fucking into that game, and all we would play is hardcore domination. So basically, like, you could run around with a pistol. And the reason we play hardcore domination is because we were all trying to get dark matter. So to get kills with pistols and shit, you know. It's either we're going to play hardcore or I'm going to fucking actually shoot myself. So we would play that shit. And, like, we ended up with a squad. We were so good. Like, we would play every night. And if we lost one game, it was a bad night. And so playing like that, I feel like, you know, if Vanguard comes out and that's, you know, like hardcore Dom is fun and the progression system is good, I feel like you would be into it, Andrew.
I give it a shot. I like the hardcore game modes in Call of Duty games. Sorry, Frank, what's up?
This makes sense, because I'm like the weakest one for us for FPSs.
Not until you get that fucking claw thing I found for you.
Dude, I have this already, and I stop.
That's some off-brand shit.
Yeah,
that's not what we talk about.
It's Razer, motherfucker.
Yeah, off-brand.
You guys. So.
But you still have to... Oh, God, I just ejaculated out of my mouth. How do you... Is that your WASD? Is it still on keys?
No, my WASD is on the thumb.
Oh, so
it's like mouse. Okay. It's like mouse. Okay. It's mouse movement with that. The problem is that with the system, the software they have, and they've got like a profile manager for different games. Is the profile manager is like dog shit. So it will like my Fortnite loadout versus my Tom Clancy's Breakpoint.
Ghost Recon Breakpoint, yeah.
Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and then like my the other one that we play with Orange.
Rogue Company.
Roco, that, and then
that
like
keeps actually freaking me out, and I don't know why.
What does?
His little doll, dude.
My little doll?
Is the perspective that you've been doing it in has actually been like perfect, where it seems, yeah. Is it your right or your lefty?
For Frank? What are you talking about?
Yeah, your nub. That's your left.
It's
right?
his left hand.
Okay, so it's not your trigger finger. Why don't have you ever?
No, that is my trigger finger because I'm a lefty shooter. I'm an ambi shooter. I'm ambi on everything, but I'm.
So am I, like IRL, but in a game, it's right trigger. You don't. Left trigger is grenade. Right.
But
so
typically, yeah.
This is
so with like, especially like with Call of Duty, those games are so optimized for controller on PC. You just pop it in and it works. Have you just tried playing on a controller?
Oh yeah, no, I've got one right here.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like maybe try that.
Yeah, but mouse. mouse and keyboard is like totally so much better than everything else in the world.
Agreed,
But, like, a lot
you
of-
also have nubs.
The point that Joey's making though is that, especially like Call of Duty, like Destiny is a lot like this too. Auto aim for controllers is fucking sweet. It's
fucking
really good.
And when you're complaining about like the profiles or the mapping or whatever the fuck the issue is with that, like legitimately, especially Call of Duty, I mean, you plug that controller in, it's gonna work exactly like it would on a console.
Well, maybe it'll work better
bitches
now
are so
because I'm probably gonna link this bitch up to it.
Whoa, Andrews looks better.
It's the light.
It's the lighting.
Yep. Frank's is more maroon.
It's brand new. Smells good.
Fuck, that scared me, dude. This is like $75 controller. What's behind you?
That is worth more than fucking anything else I have in this room.
That Fender?
Yeah, it's a new one.
More than your
You
index.
just bought it? With some of that lottery money? Was you out there spending a little of the Missouri... Hey, spend a little of my tax money, motherfucker?
Hey, fuck
Is that
you!
what
I
was-
paid into it too.
What in the hell do you have Mr. T for?
Why wouldn't
pity
I?
the fool. That fucking A-team.
Got
Hey,
a little Converse on.
hey! I
Is that
opened up
Andy
another
signature on his phone?
Mandalorian blind box, and I got one of those.
Another Cara Dune. Get her out of there.
Cancel, bitch.
I still like Haywire though. I'll own up to that. I'll still watch Haywire.
So out of the AAAs this year, Frank, what's your least? Because I know that my interests are different than your all's interests.
No,
obviously.
no.
What's your one you're least excited for, and the one you're most excited or more excited for?
No, because there's only three for FPS. Battlefield is my number 3. Then it's Call of Duty and Halo, kind of tied at number 1.
Right on. And are you guys excited at all for like campaigns? Because I think Halo and Vanguard are gonna have pretty. I haven't played through all of Cold War yet, but Modern Warfare was fucking the shit, and Halo's looking like it's gonna be a lot better than it has been the last 2. So I don't know.
To be honest, I'm probably. I would say probably more excited for Halo than the other two, if I'm being honest. But it's still not a very high level of excitement. Like, to be honest with you, I'm more excited for Horizon 5 than any of those games.
That's crazy to me, dude.
I've been playing Horizon 4 a lot lately, and it's just super super fun. Like, it's just really fucking fun to fuck around.
When's
in
Horizon
that
5 drop?
world. Beginning of November, so it's not too long.
Right on.
It's like, well, I want to say like the second week, maybe. I don't know, doesn't matter. But yeah, like, especially since the fact, like, Horizon 4 is a shitload of fun, and it's all in the British countryside, so there's like no biodiversity. It's just all grasslands essentially and some forests. But this one is going to have like active volcanoes and all kinds of different biomes and shit in it, and that's going to be a lot more interesting to play.
I've seen a little bit for it recently, obviously, because they're amping up all the advertising for it. But it looks good. I think Jimmy posted that video of a Jeep like rolling through a jungle. Oh my god, dude! I was like, fuck, man, this shit is like hyper realistic. It looks.
I want Xbox integrated VR. Fuck you, Spencer. Get it done.
I just saw something trending the other day. Somebody was playing through the last mission of Halo 3 on VR, and it looked fucking super cool. I also would like that. That would be nice. I don't know how they haven't dropped that yet. I remember visiting like an Xbox Studio or whatever. It's whenever they gave me a PC, and I don't remember what else we were there. I'm trying to remember like the time frame, like what games would have been out, but they had a HoloLens demo set up in there, and then that just kind of fizzled with just fucking a fugazi.
It happens so much, especially I feel like with Microsoft stuff. Like they had.
Yeah.
Do you remember the original version of the Surface before they turned them into like tablets?
No.
It was a giant, basically like interactive table something that you would see in like sci-fi shows where you set like a thumb drive on it and the table will sort of light up around the thumb drive and it'll show you like what's on it. Or, you would set a dial down and then you could use that dial to control different things, like, which they did eventually like make a version of that you can use on their Surface things. But
is that Frank's
that
phone
was
going off?
Yeah, it's not mine.
Motherfucker gets up and leaves, and then his phone goes off. How unprofessional. This
Super
guy.
unprofessional.
Yeah, I feel like they abandon stuff a lot, but I guess it could be a good thing too. Like, they focus on what's working, and they've got the money to just play around, and I don't know. But like, Mixer was a big one for me that I believed in Mixer, dude. Like, not only because I had a contract with them at one point, but I really believed in some of the shit they were doing. They were a lot more forward thinking with, like, they wanted interaction with the viewers and the streamer and even the game that was being played and shit like that. They had a lot of really cool ideas. I don't know if you remember, but like my favorite thing about Mixer, well, there was a couple things. One of my favorite things about Mixer was whenever you were streaming like Fortnite or Blackout, which is like Call of Duty's Battle Royale for Black Ops 4, right? When you were playing those games, when you were in the top, like if there was only 20 people left in the Battle Royale match, Mixer's software or backend or whatever would recognize that automatically. Like, you wouldn't have to put in anything. And then there was this channel called the Hype Zone. I think it was what it was, is Hype Zone. And that channel would host your stream on that channel. So I could be streaming to like 30 or 40 people. Hype Zone could have like 600 people. And if I made it to like top 5, it would host my channel and those 600 viewers would be in my chat all of a sudden. And then so like if I clutched up and I won that match, inevitably every time I would get a few followers and be like, damn, dude, this guy's pretty good. Or if they just liked, like I always try to like crack a joke or something. That's like what sets me apart from other streamers, is that I just like don't care as much, I guess. I'm not like the hardcore I gotta win guy. And inevitably every time I would get a little bit of growth from that. And that was fucking cool. And that's something that Twitch still isn't doing, and I'm surprised that they're not. And another thing is that viewers earned like a passive thing called Sparks just by watching your stream and interacting in chat and shit like that. And then they could donate Sparks to the stream. They could buy stickers and stuff like that, just like on Twitch, but those are all, like you'd actually have to pay real money. They could use their Sparks balance to buy that shit, and then the Sparks built up for that week or that month for the streamer. And as you hit goals, like if you hit 1 million Sparks, you get like $100 bonus on your paycheck. Oh. So yeah, and it was like, it was public. It was like all in your face. Like, hey, 1 million Sparks. This creator is gonna get $100. Those Sparks are free to you. All you got to do is watch more fucking people on Mixer to earn those Sparks. Blah blah blah. So it was like this really cool way for those viewers to see that and be like, it wasn't like, oh, donating these Sparks helps out your streamer, but you don't really know how or what the split is or anything like that. It was like, hey, if I fucking donate these Sparks to my favorite streamer, they're gonna get $100, and that's cool. And like, they loved it.
That sounds like,
I don't know.
You were talking about how Microsoft is willing to like go with what works, and that's a shame because it seems like that, like Twitch is such a hard thing to go up against, right? Because Twitch has the power of Amazon behind it now, and YouTube has the power of Google behind it. So it's like you have these two competitors that are just fucking massive and a pain in the ass, and it's a tough industry. It's like a tough space to get a finger hold in.
Right.
But then they also sometimes don't know when to give up on something when they need to. Like, Connect stayed around for way too long.
Yeah.
It was clear to people, like, pretty fast that this was not going to add much to anything.
Right.
And they still stuck with it through an additional console generation. They could have just cut it off at the end of the 360 era, but they've... You remember Xbox Ones came bundled with them. You couldn't get one without one at first.
Yeah, they were so bad. And they were like this fucking big. I mean, they were huge.
But, yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah. You know what else
Windows
is a shame
Phone,
is that
RIP.
Xbox Series X don't have a fucking HDMI in anymore. I miss it.
Oh, they don't?
No, they got rid of that shit because you remember how much people hated that shit on the Xbox One? Everybody cried about it just like they did the fucking Kinect.
Why?
What is there to complain about?
Why? No,
I mean, I get that it was kind of like not everybody needed it, but I always like to I always hooked up my Switch through it, you know. And now I can't do that with my Series X, which kind of sucks. Because I've got like a projector mounted above my bed, so if I want to have like a second HDMI plugged into it, it's kind of a pain. It'd be nice if I could just plug the Switch into the back of the Series
We've
X.
seen it. We've
just
seen
get
that.
You could just get a splitter too,
Hey,
an HDMI splitter.
Weird flex, but okay.
Right.
Oh yeah, I know. I just get to lay in bed and then I press a button and this huge ass projector shuts down.
Dude, that whole
But
that
the
entire
whole
projector
thing
is
was-
cheaper than a fucking flat screen at Walmart.
'Cause
that
remember-
whole projector setup was like $300.
At one point, he was trying to get me to come back because he's like, "All right, so this is where I have to mount the swivel mount for a TV at. How big of a
Yeah.
TV can I put here?" And I'm like, "Dude, fucking, I don't know. We're gonna have to make some modifications." And he probably talked to him too, and he's like, "Dude, you ain't gonna be able to mount shit to this little."
I didn't talk to
And then you
anybody.
just-
I just decided that I was like, you know what? Instead of fucking with this, I'm just going to buy a projector screen. Well, I got on Amazon and I started looking at prices and I was like, okay, it's not near as bad as I thought it was going to be to get a decent projector and a decent... Like, I thought, you know, like a projector screen, sure, it's going to be cheap. But a projector screen that, like, you can fucking... Because where I have it, it sounds bougie as fuck, but anybody that knows the layout in my bedroom, there's 2 closets that are at the foot of my bed.
No,
Like,
this is
be
the
able
only
to get
place to
in
put
and out
it.
of the
It's
closet.
the only
Yeah.
place. Yeah.
Only place in the room to put it. So to get in and out of my closets, I have to have a projector screen that either goes up
can
and down
roll.
manually or so it's like I'd like to have a remote. And I got to looking into it all, and like I said, I think I spent like $350 for that projector and the screen. I should have spent more money on the Bose speakers than I did the fucking...
What's amazing though is he really pulled it off very well. Because I was like, we're gonna have to tear this post out. We're gonna have to knock out all the drywall. We're gonna have to like re-drywall this tiny ass little thin strip because we're gonna have to reinforce fucking everything and then just slap it back in. You pulled it off very well.
Thank you.
No, you did.
Sounds
You
like
did.
a lot better than the alternative was.
I mean, I bought all this shit and then it sat for 2 months, and then I paid the people that are, you know, renovating my house to put it all up for me. But I appreciate that, Frank. Thank you. For
No,
that pat on the back.
because you brought me in there and you're like, well, how the fuck am I gonna do this? And I was like, fucking, you're not gonna do this, and somehow
You're
you
not,
pulled
buddy.
it off.
Yeah, it was gonna be a pain.
I'm really excited about something because I cannot wait to fucking pull this shit out and beat y'all on some fucking Mario Kart N64. Because
Well-
trash.
On
Hold that
14
thought.
frames per second.
Yeah, apparently Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pack launched with some issues, believe it or not. Nintendo pulled a Nintendo.
I knew the Ocarina of Time like fog draw issue, but no, what?
You haven't seen the Mario Kart? Surely you've seen the clips.
No, I don't have
I
time
linked you
to-
the thread. I linked the thread this morning.
I didn't
Yeah.
open that stuff up, man. I'm sorry.
Dude.
So,
How
here,
do they
see-
even release
Y'all know
that
how
shit?
y'all
Basically-
ignore my shit a lot. Sometimes I ignore your shit, even though
send-
it's very important.
That's
Eight
fair. I mean,
times
nobody
more
can keep
messages
up with our chat. Our chat is fucking stupid and messy.
Yeah, Andrew, yes.
But so one of the videos in that thing is that one, they're not using good emulation. They're emulating these. They're of course not, they didn't go back and recompile them for Switch hardware, which is like, God, that sounds like so much work. They are running through emulation. They're not running well. The netcode that's tacked on to all these games is apparently really, really bad. It's like super, super outdated, and it's basically like if everybody's not in perfect sync, then the game basically locks up until everybody is in sync again, and then you get another frame.
I couldn't tell
So-
if it was people playing locally or if it was people playing online. Is it mostly
it's-
online? It's the netcode?
Yes, the netcode is terrible.
Oh, okay. All right. So, yeah,
So-
the netcode is so bad that when people are trying to play online, it literally looks like it's spitting out at like 10 frames per second.
It chugs. It's
bad.
terrible.
And how the fuck they released it in that, because especially if it's like that seems like the majority of, because I saw some of the other minor issues, but like the majority was people trying to play Mario Kart, and they know that the first thing everybody was gonna do was boot up fucking Mario Kart with their buddies. And how does that happen?
On the N64 platform, how do you fuck up emulation when you can play an N64 on a Sega Dreamcast?
Or your phone.
Or your phone, but yeah.
But also, like, apparently the emulation that they're using has, like, noticeable input lag in some games, too. So, it sounds like the whole thing has just not been done very well, which is not surprising because, fucking look at who we're dealing with here.
All right, you know what? Here's the thing. Fuck you, Nintendo.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, I saw another thing today though. So another aspect of the new online thing that's shitty is just how much more expensive it is. It's $50 and you're not really getting a crazy amount for that.
$50 a year, right?
$50 a year, yeah.
One AAA game.
Well, I mean, it's the same price as the PSN or Xbox Live, but I don't think you're getting as much value from the Switch version as you are from the competitors. Doesn't matter. But apparently the reason it's so expensive, though, is because of the Sega games that they have in there.
Oh, the licensing fees for that shit?
Apparently the licensing fees for all the Sega games that they have are what pushed it right up.
Then I want Stargate and I want Waterworld from the Genesis on the platform. Then, if it costs that much, I want to have both of those.
Well, then you got a license from Kevin Costner and Kurt Russell, and God, their fees are fucking bananas.
When we start movie nights back up, can we watch Waterworld?
They're the rights holders.
Waterworld,
Please.
The Smokers, Dennis Hopper, One Eye.
We can, I guess. I don't want to, but I will.
I haven't seen Waterworld in so long. I miss it, dude.
I don't need to see Kevin Costner pee in a cup again.
Yeah, Mason
And
jar.
Tremors.
Mason jar.
Can we watch Waterworld and then Tremors right afterwards?
Just the first Tremors, the good one,
Just
before
watch-
they
Yeah,
made
yeah.
it.
And then maybe
we'll
Critters.
watch all the Tremors.
Critters with like
Sure.
was that who was in Critters? Was Johnny
All I
Depp
remember
in
is the
Critters?
Critters. No, you're thinking of What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
No.
Slightly
Edward
different
Scissorhands?
plot.
Somebody famous was in the first Critters movie before they were famous.
Let me give it a go goggle.
Google.
Let me give it an old goose.
Hey, guys, I kind of did a thing, and I did a stupid thing, but I ordered you get to see her right back there. But I got this little thing.
Billy Zane.
No, keep reading through the entire fucking filmography.
You're thinking of The Phantom.
Emmett Walsh. I'm only reading
Definitely-
the ones I recognize. Some of these
Definitely
guys-
wasn't Emmett Walsh's first movie.
No. That's the Billy Green, Bush, Dee Wallace, Scott Grimes, Don Keith Opper,
The first-
Nadine Von der
the
Velde,
first Critters movie
Ethan
with the
Phillips,
little fuzzies that
Terrence
run around.
Mann, Jeremy Lawrence, Lynn Shay, David Stenstrom, and Montrose Higgins are the only cast that are top billed that have photos on their IMDb profile. So I'm going to guess that you're thinking of somebody else. Unless it's Billy Zane. That's the most famous person I see on there.
Or you could be thinking of Troll, which has like Julia
Everybody.
Louis-Dreyfus in it or something.
Oh, wait. I'm thinking of fucking Leprechaun.
Ew.
What's your fucking Fender remote do?
This thing, you get
Yeah.
the
Tuner.
you plug it into the guitar, and then it can simulate 12 analog and digital amplifiers with their electronics inside. You kind of know about FPGA and emulation, how that works. It's done very well, but then it also has 12 effects to it, and then you can actually change the attributes of the effects. So it basically, you plug this into the guitar, you plug your headphones in, and you can play it and not be like super loud, and you can still get like the full experience of like what the boxes normally do. It's very well done. Very well done. I'm very happy with it.
That sounds useful actually.
I,
So can you run pedals through it and stuff too if you want to?
no, it's no.
Oh. Never mind, it sounds like garbage then.
Oh, that's complete dog shit. Because you know what I like is I'm gonna have about like 20 pedals here in like another month.
That's right.
About $8,000 worth of fucking nonsense.
That's right. Get some doom metal shit that just makes you sound like You're just opening an abyss.
When are you doing music live streams on the Gravy channel?
I'm getting back into my own thing, you know. I like playing music. I play guitar or something for like at least 30 minutes to an hour every night. I'm not
That's
good
like
at
seriously, that's seriously a big thing on Twitch. You might want to try, where people just stream like.
What?
There's like chicks that'll just play piano, and then people will like name a song, and you either do that or just hang
Yeah,
out.
take requests. You can combine the two also in a very lucrative way and play guitar in a hot tub.
Fuck yes, dude. Maybe acoustic though, just to be safety reasons.
Nope.
Oh,
Not
okay.
unacceptable.
As long as you have GFIs in your bathroom, you should be fine.
Fuck ground force interrupts.
Is that the name of this episode?
That's a GFI. That's the type of
Nah.
route.
Can't put fuck in an episode name, sadly.
Yeah, you right.
iTunes doesn't love it when you do that.
iTunes
Are we still on iTunes? I don't know.
Yes, we are.
should be.
That's how I listen to it.
Why do you listen to yourself?
Yeah, what? You listen to our
It's
podcast?
disgusting.
Or just to check audio levels and shit? You listen to the whole thing? That's weird, man. You like whack off to it too?
Like 3 or 4 or 5 times. Sometimes I fucking
Finish?
I'm cranking
Just
the hog
edge.
and I'm playing the acoustic guitar at the same time. So it's like a
Then the acoustic guitar turns into a caterpillar.
You gotta hold a pick between your
Fuck
knuckles
you.
so that every stroke.
He's making
you-
fun of my fucking LSD trip. Yeah, fuck you, man.
Don't tell us about your LSD trips if you don't want the world to know.
I trusted you with that information.
Don't trust me with anything.
Yeah, you done goofed. Superliminal.
Yes.
I bought Superliminal for Frank and Andrew.
We never played. I didn't.
And like assholes.
You did.
You didn't
No,
ask me. You
No, I
didn't
found
mention
out
it or
later,
anything. You just gave it to me, and then I was like, I have this on Epic. I've already fucking beaten this.
Yeah.
Played it like 6 months ago.
And I didn't know that, which is fine, obviously. Because I saw it and I was like, this game looks so fucking rad. Like, I'm just going to buy it for my friends. And so I did. And then I found out later that Andrew had already played through it. I played through it a couple weeks ago now. I beat it. And fucking so much. Frank, you need, especially, dude, I'm just like leaking today. The things that you are into, extracurricular things that you're into, things that you enjoy, I would definitely recommend you playing through Superliminal.
Yeah.
100%. Because it's fantastic, man. It's got a lot of Portal vibes, but it's not just like a rip off of Portal either. You know, it's really fucking well done. It's really enjoyable.
I'm cool with.
I would say it goes somewhere. It fits on a continuum somewhere between Portal and the Stanley Parable.
Okay.
It's kind
Really?
of, it's in the middle somewhere. Yeah.
Because I'm really about into changing perspectives
There you go.
and having people tell me to do some weird things. One thing that kind of hurts me is that we started something last year and we didn't do it this year.
What's that?
We didn't do Phasmophobia.
That's not too late.
Yeah.
The game exists year round. I mean, we can do it anytime.
Remember what I was saying about movies and like hauntings not really holding my interest? Kind of goes with games too. It was fun to
Yeah.
like fuck with the TV remote with you guys.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was your thing,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
But I don't know. That wasn't my funnest times.
We might want to return to GTFO here for a little bit, just because they're about to come out of early access.
Dude,
They're
I'm
about
into Back for
release.
Blood, bro. That shit
No,
was
yeah,
a lot of
I'm-
fun. I've been wanting to play more since we played it.
Interesting.
Well, let's do that then.
Having
Gotta
said
build a
that, all
deck.
of the listeners out there, we plan on streaming more. We have a content schedule planned out. I won't give any more details than that as of right now, but we're definitely trying to step things up, and I've kind of had that thought for just my personal Twitch channel and stuff like that, but The idea is I'm going to be streaming on my personal channel, and then these guys are going to be streaming on one or both of the YouTube and the Twitch. So basically, you'll be able to watch all three of our perspectives at the same time. And we really want to get into this, especially with all the games that are coming out and games that have already come out that we just haven't had a chance to get into yet and everything. And not just like short little 30-minute, 1 hour streams or whatever, but really getting back into like maybe, you know, you guys might be seeing us for 2-3 hour, maybe some 4 hour streams, some good content. So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, I mean, we've all been in this, you know, since we've all moved, we've all been dealing with a whole bunch of shit lately. And I think that now all of us are finally kind of coming together of a mind that we want to like try to really push this some more, like really commit a little more to what we're doing. So, and you know, we need your guys' help to do that. So
in closure, yeah, guys, keep up, watch it. We're gonna have some fun times, huh? Some good times, okay?
We're going to have
that's not my name.
That's not my name.
That's not my name.
When is I could have swore we said 10,000. What is our nub goal?
It was at 1,500. In fact, I could go show it right now. No. They do not deserve it. Let's pump these numbers up. Oh, it's back there. It's right there. Oh, come on, guys.
Nope. Can't do it.
Carrot on a stick.
Yep, we got to have our carrot on a stick. So
Keep moving those fucking goalposts.
if you guys share our channel and our social links and stuff with your friends and your family and your grandma and your, you know, like I know y'all have that one science teacher that was kind of cool / creepy back in the day. You know, hit him up on fucking LinkedIn. You know, figure out his Gmail. Send him a link to the old Gravy Boys. See what he thinks. You know, and let's get this bitch grown. You know. Speaking of being grown, if you want to keep your stiffy hard, long, this episode is brought to you by Blue Chew. It's not. We don't have any money.
Yeah, no.
By Gigi. Yeah. We actually do have a discount code for that. That it's not gravy, but it's Hova. If you want to check out some Gigi, it's actually good shit.
Frank, so it's not so much we.
Yeah, it's more
not so
me.
Much we. Yeah.
But Frank endorses it now for me, so I give him a cut. I give him a little piece of the pie.
Bitch, what? No, you fucking don't.
I've actually never. I don't think I've ever gotten paid out from GG.
I have. I know how much I've earned, but I've never requested a check. I do that with most of my sponsors. They're like, "Hey, yeah, you want to have a code?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and then I just like don't ever get a check because I don't ask for it. So. With my jerky sponsor, I was just like, they're like, "Hey, we owe you this much," and I'm like, "Can you just send me that in jerky?" And they were like, "That's a lot of jerky," and I was like, "I know."
I got mouths to feed, son.
Yeah, you don't even know, son.
Oh my god. Thanks, Javelin, for letting us use your song, Soda Popensky.
Yeah, soda popping that asshole. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks. Oh god. Thanks, Tyler Edwards, for the art. Just send a chill down my spine.
Dude,
which is good because it's Halloween time. It's spooky time. A what?
Oh God, Lord.
The word of the day this week is rotten
Baby
tray.
carrots. Oh God, Lord.